interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I'm back.
Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down.
I like the way you ride with that booty on me.
It's going down.
Go down while you looking lonely.
It's going down.
Come around and it's all on me.
Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down.
So, new year, new intro. Let's get it. I'm not so sure if I'm going to promise to be a brand new me this year, but my reactions are going to be a lot differently. I'm not going to be doing the most. I'm not going to be doing above and beyond, and I'm going to stay in my lane. That is how 2026 is going to be from here out. Either roll with me or I'm going to roll over you or around you. Whichever is easier.
Okay, she headed to the dance floor and she slowly started popping it. Song like my wrist piece, everybody got to watching it. Girl, you got that secret treasure, I'm gon' put a lock on it. Don't care what they say, I wouldn't stupid to be not on it.
Watch me flex. I firmly believe that we are in a new age, and it's age of Aquarius. It's all about sovereignty, frequency, and interconnectedness. We're moving from the age of Pisces, where we relied on external authority and reactive medicine. Now it's my responsibility for my own vibration and using nature to help me to heal. No, I'm not saying down with modern medicine because that would be contrary to everything that I've learned, but more in reliant upon using nature as it was intended. A whole anti-inflammatory protocol and garden vegetables, growing my own garden vegetables in my house and on my garden grow is what is going to get me there. The benefit of growing kale and chard and my own peppers means that I'm no longer dependent on a centralized industrial food system that harvests produce weeks before it even reaches me. I become the technician of my own health. I use indoor growing technology to control my own nutrient intake. I'm practicing bio-sovereignty. That is a thing, y'all. It ensures my body is fueled with high vibration living food rather than depleted mass-produced items. The benefits of Swiss chard and red fleshed apples contain the betalains and the anthracyclines that essentially are stored light energies, the biophotons. It makes for great health and not just a moment on social media. These antioxidants protect my nervous system from the oxidative noise of high-tech world. My rosemary tea is going to enhance my memory and cognitive bandwidth. It fits the Aquarian focus on mental clarity and expansion of consciousness. Inflammation is viewed as static or interference in my body's electrical field. This is where the woo-woo stuff come in, but there is a whole scientific basis for all of this. Celery juice is rich in mineral salts and electrolytes. The electrolytes act as conductors for the electrical signals in my body, nervous system. And it reduces the inflammation, that silent simmer, the chronic inflammation, by removing this static. It allows for a more tuned in, intuitive state of being. The morning lemon juice, rosemary teas, synergy between massaging kale with lemon and olive oil, and that detox is what I'm actually going to continue to align with. The actual protocol itself, I'm actually going to put in the expanded podcast notes that you guys can get from my Dell's Angels Inc. blog, as well as a collective vitality community menu, which goes in and is in alignment with the Aquarian values of the Afro-Druids theory. So I hope you enjoy this part of the podcast, and you get some value from the nutrition suggestions that I have started to share with the listening audience of my podcast.
To my homegirl Laquita J. Elmore, Najee. Lift every chair and swing till all them white folks scream. Thought y'all could run up on our black king. I'm glad the squad pulled up, dedicated to Nuck if you buck. May it resound loud as the rolling sea. Throw your hats high in the air until Unc comes with the chair. Swim the seas until our cousins come and they rescue me. Let this be a lesson to y'all. Remember the Montgomery Brawl, where white folks fucked around and they found out.
This is a reimagined I Have a Dream speech by way of a range anthem. I think it's time to shift the energy from hopeful persistence to righteous explosive fury. And yes, I own the full rights to this on Spotify or YouTube or wherever y'all try to not let me play in its entirety. Just haven't released it on DistroKid yet. This is my hip-hop version called to reflection. The dream won't die, we will fiercely defend it. I have a dream that you're terrified. I have a dream that your hate has died. I have a dream that the truth will sting. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. From the red hills ring, from the snow caps ring, from every village, from every state, we're drowning out the sound of your ancient hate. Free at last, free at last. God Almighty, we're taking it back.
Justice you promise knocks down the door. It's not a rest, it's not a pause. We were tearing the teeth out of your laws. I have a dream that you're terrified. I have a dream that your hate has died. I have a dream that the truth will sting. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. From the red hills, ring. From the snow caps, ring. From every village, from every state, we drowning out the sound of your ancient hate. Free at last, scream free at last. God Almighty, we were taking it back.
Slow down the morning, speed up the
So that's me again creating. I have, in the past 48 to 72 hours, I've been able to create a new online coffee store, FB Roasters. Look for the link in the podcast notes. And at the same time, creating a whole character to sell it and a jingle that go with it. I think this is pretty catchy, you know what I'm saying? I'm also creating a total of about 3 different commercials that should be dropping on Tim Fro is Reading Instagram. This is what this 2026 is going to be about for the next, whenever. I plan on learning more about Black history around the world, as well as just creating different things, and get in the bag. How about that? Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. So take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a temporal rainbow. I can be anything. So take a look, it's in a book, a tenfold rainbow. A tenfold rainbow. A tenfold rainbow. That is the overture, the Count of Monte Cristo from the musical of the same name. Wanted to give this second part a great introduction because it just seems that a lot of things are just coming together for our good for this month. Instead of saying F around and find out, you can say persist and consequence shall induce yourself. And why wouldn't that be probably one of the best intro statements for this next section? I was planning on only going to one time a month. I probably won't start that until March. But this 1,000-page book just owes itself to a multi-part celebration because Dumas is Black. The Count of Monte Cristo is also melanated, and we're right in the heart of Black History Month. So let's go, y'all. First, why am I so focused on it? Well, the last month's PBS special took a deeper dive into Dumas's Count of Monte Cristo, bringing to fruition, because people are trying to erase us from every period in history, but we are there. No matter internationally or nationally, we were still there, and there's still people that remember. We play the long game. We remember how we contributed, even though there are forces that seek to erase us. Let's start with this tumultuous time in French history. It makes sense because the book is over 1,000 pages, is because the book itself is multiple parts for multiple details of not only what was going on from a historical sense, but also reflective in the beauty that is this book. Napoleon came on the scene during the First Republic. He basically fought for the Republic, for freedom. He was first consul until he claimed himself Emperor Napoleon in 1804. He basically fought with everybody, really modernized French law, but when he decided to invade Russia and suffered a massive defeat at the Battle of Leipzig, they forced him out. Then the Bourbon Restoration. The height of the complexities of this book can be broken down because we see through the reader's eyes, the betrayal and the imprisonment of Edmond Dantes. He started out young, capable, and well-liked, named captain of the ship after his previous captain probably caught malaria or something and died. And he wanted to marry the beautiful Mercedes, also exotic beauty. From the start, the ship's purser envies his promotion. He's a bitch. Ferdinand Mondego, Mercedes' cousin, who is desperately in love with her and hates Dantes for winning her heart. And then there's Cateros, the greedy neighbor who is complicit by his science and drunken passivity. Then there's the whole conspiracy. Danglars writes a denunciation letter that accuses Dantes of being a Bonapartist agent, which is a massive crime during the Bourbon Restoration. Dantes claims he's carrying a letter from Napoleon on Elba to a Bonapartist committee in Paris. Dantes writes the letter with his left hand, says it's a joke, tosses it, doesn't destroy it, but Ferdinand picks it up and takes it to the royal prosecutor. Dantes is arrested in the middle of his own wedding feast. He's brought before the DA, Gerard Villefort. First, Villefort, who also has to interrupt his own wedding celebration to examine Dantes, he basically knows he's innocent, but he is more willing to protect his own career and family reputation. He basically burns the only evidence of Dantes' innocence. And then Dantes is sent to jail indefinitely with no trial. Kind of sounds like these shootings of late and people being arrested or jailed like a lot of the reporters without cause, but I digress. In the chapters, we see Dantes being shipped to the Chateau d'If. He transitions from confusion to suicidal ideation, and he spends years in solitary confinement, begging for a trial that'll never come. We see there's an alternation between Dantes' misery and then when Napoleon briefly returns to power in the 100 Days. Then his own prosecutor, Villefort, flourishes by pretending to be a loyalist to whomever's in trial. First, he has to basically, when the Bourbons are in there, he basically has to pledge fealty to them. And then he will threw Dantes up under the bus to save his own name and family. Then Napoleon comes back. He pretends to be a loyalist to him. And Dantes is still in jail, child. Then Dantes, again, when he's at his lowest, that's when he is granted an inkling of community. His neighbor, who everybody says is crazy, ain't crazy. He's just digging in a tunnel. Dantes hears him, digs a tunnel to meet him in the middle, and they develop a relationship with each other where Dantes becomes from naive to he basically gets the evidence to plan his vengeance. So basically, Abbe Fieri, who is like a minister as well as a teacher, great teacher and philosopher, basically teaches Dantes the Socratic method of betrayal. The key bono, who benefits? Who would benefit from Dante's being locked up, not being able to marry Mercedes, not being able to take the captain of the ship? Oh, jealous bitch-ass danglers. And then Ferdinand, because he wants to marry Mercedes, but she already told him she gonna jump off a cliff if anything happened to him. And then everybody, proximity, Cateros. He saw everything but did nothing. Then they figure out that Villefort is a jackass too, because he burned the letter that would basically save Dante's. He burned it to save himself because Monsieur Notaire is his father. And he's a known Bonapartist. At the time, he was a known Bonapartist sympathizer. So that had to be covered up because Villefort could have been fired and lost all of his standing, social standing, if that letter had came to public view. He burned the letter to save himself and then threw Dante's in jail, even though he knew he was innocent. Once Dante gets it all together, the Abbey says, I have instilled in your heart a feeling that wasn't there before, vengeance. Dante's realized that he is not bad luck or fate. It's for specific men who need to be brought down. And this intellectual awakening turns his despair into cold calculated mission that fuels his survival for the next decade, because it takes him about that long to basically break out, escape the prison and become the Count and get the cash to basically obliterate everybody that basically put him into that position. His anger was used to get on some get back. And I'm so here for it because I'm very petty. But I don't know if I had this much attention to be this level of petty and be on some major get back. I do hold grudges, but I would be a holy terror if I had the Count of Monte Cristo stats to basically go against everybody that got on my nerves. How crazy would this world be? My apologies to Henry Mancini, but a riff on the Pink Panther theme is in alignment with a podcast segment dedicated to a fictional PI and all about true crime, or fictional crime in this case. Don't you think? The mistake of clicking on a link about fraud, and who knew what people have just been frauding and getting frauding, and it's just like people are dedicated to not doing the right thing. First up is, how you gonna be a CNA, work a home health employee, jacking the gentleman that you are working for? She looked like a meth head. This bitch, Lola Johnson of Accent Care Home Health, actually, she don't work for them anymore because once the charges were levied, when she jacked old dude, even when she was using his credit card, even when he was put in a nursing home. That was her whole purpose. Why couldn't he stay at the house? Because she wasn't doing her job, but she was running his pockets to the tune of over 8 G's in a 21-day period, and then 2,500 more occurred when he got placed in a nursing facility anyways. She basically, her major charges were financial exploitation of an elderly adult, felony theft, which is over a G, fraudulent use of a credit card over $2,500, identity theft, unlawful possession of a firearm, and possession of unlawful drug paraphernalia. That means they caught her with a pipe or with the paraphernalia. Either she's shooting it up or she's sniffing it up. Either way, she going to jail. And then right on the cusp of Black History Month, I look up Chattanooga pastor or Chattanooga fraud, and then it takes me to the Eastern District of Tennessee. It's one of Rash Patel's. Is it? No, because that's FBI. Is it Pam Bondi or that other bitch? But now I don't care. It's Tennessee, Eastern District of Tennessee. Y'all, if you fraudulently got some of them PPE loans, you think they're not coming for you, they taking their blessed time. And they play the long game. They go come after you if it's 10 years, if it's 10 cents, they coming. Because old boy Ricky Lee Taylor got. I was like, oh, please don't let this be a black man. And it is. I should have known. He played for UT Chattanooga, and then now he's a preaching entrepreneur. Potter's Wheel Trucking, Ricky Taylor Basketball LLC, Arena of Praise, Spirit Logistics, and Reap Real Estate and Property. He took over 1.8 million large in loans and then fraudulently used it for whatever, then fraudulently did his personal taxes and didn't put the income from them PPE loans. Boy, they're going to put you up underneath the jail. And he is going to federal jail. They gave him 30 months. But I was just tripped out that people are still wilding out here thinking because they wear a cleric's collar that they get a pass. No, you do wrong, the government coming for you, and they're gonna take all your the money that you ripped off from them, and then they're gonna charge you interest, and then you still gonna go to jail because that's restitution, but you still gonna have to go to jail and pay all of that back. And it's called clawback. And if anybody that you may have loaned money to benefited from it, they're going to get that money, and then they're going to charge them interest. So it doesn't pay to be greedy. And again, the cleric's collar does not exempt you from the law. So Karen Huger just admitted she didn't watch the video. Her lawyers told her that if this video gets out, it's damaging and you going to jail. And she said, no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to be higher than Cootie Brown. And she got. And she just admitted she was higher than Cootie Brown. She said prescription drugs and alcohol. I can't. Oh, my God. OMG, girl. I'm not so sure if we're still getting the entire story. I want to know what Karen knew about why she didn't think Wendy. Is this some type of ploy that Todd dreamed up? Here come Todd with the BS. Here comes Karen Huger with the BS. What is she not telling us? And why can't I read between the lines? This bitch has been out of the zeitgeist for 2 years. I still don't know what she's saying. And I thought it was sweet that Andy sprayed Ladon perfume and she didn't even get it? Girl, come on, man. What is she hiding? How much did she know about the Ocephos, if anything? And was it because when she thought Wendy and was jealous of Wendy's education, but lack of street smarts? I don't know, Karen. All I know is what I've seen of the reunion clips. I'm going to need to watch that. I'm going to need to watch all of that. Y'all going to need to stay tuned. Now, it appears that reunion needed to be 3 parts. The BS that was Real Housewives of Salt Lake, that didn't. I didn't get any closure. The only thing that was fascinating was the realness of Bronwyn's testimony or her confession. But the bullshit with Meredith and what's her name? Heather Gay and her pinch face. I'm tired of all of them lying. If they're not going to bring the realness, they need to either be demoted or get off the fucking show. I don't need this. We got too many other Real Housewives shows that could give us nothing. I want my time back. I'm mad at y'all for making me watch it 2-3 times just to make sure I really didn't miss anything. So I'm over it. But I think Real Housewives of Potomac is going to give. Karen rolls up in there. Did y'all also realize that she got cankles? I realized that maybe it's because she didn't have her red bottoms on, but I don't know. It's just that it appears because she got too much ramen in the Who's Gal. So now she got cankles. So now she is going to have to readjust to now her truly 60-some-odd-year-old body. And she just looks worn. And we got to see the son. Her daughter is so cute. The son, he had the hat over his face. I'm like, bruh, really? So I don't know. I think there is so much more below. It's messier below the surface, just like an iceberg. And so we just got to beware because Karen Huger that went into the jail, I don't know if she is any less petty and messy than the older and fatter Karen Huger that we're seeing now. But I'm here for it. All the rest of y'all need to shut up because I need to see her. I need to see her get with Giselle. I need to see her give Angel the side eye if she's asked back. I need to see her how she's going to deal with the reality of Wendy Acefo and her husband's indictment. Because she said, girl, you talking too much. Shut the fuck up. I was like, okay. If anything, at least this upcoming season and the next season is going to be very interesting until they basically settle all of this stuff. And Giselle is giving face and she's giving body. But she ain't giving a whole bunch more. Maybe she will. I don't know. And is Eeyore going to basically realize that she is going to live? Whatever dynamic she's fitting to give, it needs to be her true self. And what did Ade allude to? Kiana and old Dusty Gregg, how Kiana got him from his wife. Was he married before? And why don't I know that information? Why y'all are basically piling up on Stacy and y'all just basically glided through that? Girl, y'all tripping. I need to know all that information though. I found this last episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac to be interesting. I'm recording the 3rd part of what I saw in the episode, and now after watching it for the 3rd time, I saw something that I didn't see the first 2 times because I was kind of half asleep. But Karen likened her experience in jail to being on the show. They said that she basically was very honest. I thought that the show, it saved her. It gave her discipline, it gave her something to do, but at the same time, she was very sad. The same thing, I've heard other housewives say that. She basically thanked Bravo as her employee because it again gave her structure and support. And then she said something that kind of blew me away. She said when Andy asked her, there are a lot of people that think that she shouldn't be a part of the show. She looked him dead in the face. She was like, I don't think I should be allowed to be a part of the show, but I'm grateful because I know they must have paid her a grip to tape this as well as to come back and be a part of the reunion, because when you think about it, she hasn't recorded since she went into rehab. She hasn't recorded basically since 2024. So that means you don't record, you don't get a check. And Karen needs to get back into her bag. I'm not sure if the cankles are just a result of her eating differently in the Who's Gal, but she's gonna need to work on her whole look. A personal trainer and a chef is expensive. So I do have several question marks about her treatment of Wendy. How much does she know? And she basically looked her again in her face and was like, you need to shut the F up. Because she really, I think Karen has realized that for her safety and for legal reasons, she really needs to stop talking. But I don't think she said anything, in all honesty. I just have a feeling that Karen knows more than she's willing to say. And now that she's sober, it's not going to be this petty mess that the ladies usually do. She got some real tea. And I think I hope she don't try that crap where they work it out off camera, because I want to see it. I'm nosy, and that's why you on a reality show. If you're not going to show us anything real, then you can go back to your house, wherever it is at this time. So I thought the whole episode was fascinating to me, because I look at this woman that now represents who she thinks she should be, and at the same time, she didn't feel it, completely unhappy, and got caught up in some mess. And now she's being realistic about it. She admits to abusing alcohol. She admits to abusing also prescription drugs, which I thought was wild. So, yeah. I wonder how this new and improved sober Karen is going to be. I'll watch. But if you're not giving anything, and it's a snooze, I'm going to have to turn it off. I wonder what she thinks of Angel. I don't know if she knows her this side during her stint and on Potomac, or did she know her from her days when she was a wag and a reporter? And who is she disappointed in, and who she just shaking her head and just keeping it pushing? I want to see all of that, though. You can take the girl out of the hood, but you can't take hood music out the girl. But I'm going to end this with a word, just as I started this podcast. Do or do not do. There is no try. And that's a word from Yoda. I hope I have conveyed just how much fun I have had in creating this podcast. I've got my mojo back. Just set your intention or reset your intention. It could be daily if necessary. Mine is peace. No mental dumping over here. If I'm acting like I'm not listening, I'm probably not. I'm not your therapist. I'm not a therapist. Keep the crazy to yourself, child. You do you and leave me be. The sooner you figure that ish out, the happy you will be. So this is what I want to convey in this podcast. And that wraps another of FAFFO has a fro. Join me next time as I throw shade and point out the shade and simply have fun. Y'all have a great new year. What, y'all? What?